Hey there, welcome back to the KIST channel. My name is Dr. Nadine Ogaro, and I'm going to continue on with a series on high quality, culturally affirming instruction for our historically marginalized students, especially our Black and Brown students. So the last conversation was about a 5-part classroom instruction protocol where I help you focus on do now, mini lesson, time for students to work independent of you so that you can circulate around and make sure students are on task, or pull a small group of students together for some small group tutoring. Then wrapping up the lesson to make sure that students are leaving with the objective met, but then collecting that data through an exit ticket of 2 or 3 questions so that you can actually measure how many students have met your objective and whether or not you're ready to move on to the next lesson, or if you need to circle back and do some review before getting into the next lesson. Well, today I want to talk to you about curriculum, right? So the 5-part classroom instruction model is the how, right? Like, how should you instruct? Curriculum is the what. And so I'm going to just give it to you right on the nose. Do the work, right? So a lot of us are given curriculum by our district, by our school principal, and it's typically a textbook of some sort. And sometimes we look at the chapter that we're, supposed to be in, and we say, okay, do problems 1 through 25, or just the odds, or just the evens. But what we don't do is we don't do the work ourselves first to make sure that what we're assigning to students is actually appropriate. So how do we know if it's appropriate? Doesn't matter what level you believe your students are at. A lot of times we hear the phrase that our students are coming in low. We should always be teaching grade level, standards-based content. Now, for your particular region of North America or the world, there might be a different terminology for standards-based, but your school district will definitely have what the guidelines are for how students are going to be assessed at the end of every single school year, so that you are teaching content, knowledge, concepts, skills that are aligned with the grade level expectations. So once you know what those grade level expectations are and you have your curriculum in front of you, you want to make sure that you're aligning what you're asking students to do with those grade level expectations. You do not need to assign all of the problems. Typically, you and your students will know within 5 problems whether they got it or don't got it. But the only way you'll know that what you're putting in front of your students is grade level aligned, is appropriate, is standards based, is if you do the work yourself. In another video, I'll talk with you about how to know that the work is standards based and grade level aligned, and that's really going to just be to take your grade level end of year assessment, whether that's from the district or from your specific school or the state, and then to also really know your grade level standards. So we'll talk about that in another video, but for this video, it's so important to do the work. And then only assign the problems that your students need in order to meet the objective for that lesson. Okay, so I want to recap. We should always be teaching grade level, standards-based content. Always, always, always. We also want to make sure that we do the work before we put it in front of our students, because we want to know for sure that we have planned a mini lesson that's going to give our students the tools that they need to be successful with the work. The work being classwork or homework or quizzes, any type of assessment, even a project. Do the work yourself so that you're sure that what you're putting in front of them is appropriate and they have the tools to be successful. You don't want to have any surprises. You don't want your students to be caught off and struggling unnecessarily. You want them to practice doing the thing that they're supposed to be doing correctly. As a great, no, I got yous though, right? You don't want to be I got you kind of a teacher. So that's pretty much it for this video. High quality, culturally affirming instruction requires classroom teachers to be prepared. That is, they do the work, They know their grade level standards. They know how students are going to be assessed. And when they're using their curriculum, they use it intentionally. You do not need to assign everything in that textbook that's been given to you. And I'll use textbook in air quotes because I know there's a lot of open up resources online, but those are textbooks as well. It's just digital form. Well, thank you for tuning in to the KIST series. Let's continue keeping it simple, super teachers. Peace. If you have found the content of this video useful for yourself, helpful for a hardworking teacher that you know, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button because there are a few more videos in this KIST series. I'm going to be sure to also link the first video in the description, that 5-part classroom instruction protocol. So go ahead and check that out, and I'll see you in the future. Bye.